our Globe TV's breaking news. Yes, there is an old story about Mullah Nasruddin, the main character in the Muslim world's folktales full of humor and wisdom. That comes to mind as we hear about Zomato and Swiggy being chased by the taxman. The two food delivery companies are said to owe the government unpaid goods and service taxes, that's called GST, that between them is estimated by authorities at rupees 750 crore. That's not too far from 100 million. The Nasruddin tale, to cut the long story short, is about his wife making up an explanation to account for a good portion of 3 kilos of meat and that get consumed by her visiting neighbors, leaving the mullah just bites covered with rice. To escape his admonition, she tells him the cat ate the meat. Nasruddin weighs the cat, which also measures 3 kilos. If I am weighing the cat, then where is the meat? Asks Nasruddin. And if I am weighing the meat, then where is the cat? Moral of the story: for smart alike companies, make up your mind on which part of the business value chain you are and don't try to be too clever by half indulging with the taxman. Time and again, it has been observed that tax authorities are known to plug loopholes even when they are legal. When it is an open and shut case, it gets trickier for companies. If Zomato and Swiggy are indeed delivery companies that charge delivery fees, they have to be seen as service companies that are bound to pay service tax on the charges. But the problem is that food is a complex business. Raw materials do not cost as much in making a cooked item as other incidental costs involved in packaging, managing restaurant premises and maintaining a labor force. Being venture capital funded companies usually means that the likes of Zomato and Swiggy cannot think of themselves as just glorified courier companies. So they get into partnerships and promotional work in complex business modules that take their work into a fuzzy zone. Trying to convert some of that fuzziness into profit sharing opportunities while also being a delivery company puts them in the position of Mullah Nasruddin's wife Fatima. You cannot eat the meat and say the cat ate it without knowing how the balance works. As it turns out, tax authorities may be slow to understand it all, but when they come down on an industry, they do so pretty hard. As a perceptive research paper said, Swiggy's revenue is based on 3 major streams: advertising, commission and delivery fees, whereas the 3 key pillars that drive Zomato's revenue are food delivery, dining out and hyper-pure, formerly sustainability. To some extent, food delivery companies that run websites that have content and logistical muscle can add the apples of commission revenues with the oranges of service fees. However, in a cutthroat business where competition is intense but profit margins are high, there is a roller coaster approach to promotions, technology and partnerships. Zomato's early honeymoon with big restaurants as a dine-in demand provider ran into hiccups when high-end restaurants found the platform not as palatable as their gourmet food. Perhaps it is time for venture capitalists and entrepreneurs to realize that complicated business modules can boom while simple business modules may not be alluring to investors. You have to strike a balance somewhere. How about realistic valuations? And how about realizing that a software platform with a bunch of delivery staff is what you really are? Keeping it simply is not a bad idea, though that might take some scene of the high-tech image. Beyond the report, Glory.